Here's what most people get wrong. They confuse email delivery with email deliverability. Email delivery means the server accepted your message. It didn't bounce, binary outcome. Email deliverability means it's landed in the primary inbox, not spam, not promotions, the actual inbox where people read emails. So you could have a 98% delivery rate and a 30% deliverability rate. You're wasting 2/3 of your effort and literally have no idea. Kevin Patrick and I help B2B companies land in their prospect inboxes, turning cold email into their most reliable customer acquisition channel. Here are some questions I'd like you to ask yourself when setting up your next email campaign. Does a normal person send 1,000 or 10,000 emails a day? No. Does a normal person send from a brand new domain and mailbox? No. Does normal email behavior look automated? Of course. So what do? We reverse engineer it. We're setting up roughly around 500 mailboxes across 10 domains. We start by sending 2 emails per day per mailbox. Once the deliverability is looking better, we increase it to maybe 3 to 4 emails max per day per mailbox. And we always keep 200 to 300 reserve mailboxes always warming up. Why? Because if a mailbox gets flagged or bud, we swap it instantly, no downtime. This is how you scale without getting burnt. Let's talk about the technical set. Every mailbox needs proper authentication. SPF, DMARC, and DKIM. You can think of it like airport security for your emails. Without it, you're not getting through to the primary inbox. Now, if that sounds overwhelming, and I understand it can do, there is good news. Tools like Instantly or SmartLead handle this automatically. They'll set up fully configured mailboxes for $5 to $10 per month per mailbox. So it does add up. You don't have to do it manually. There are tech that handles it. Next, I want to talk about domain strategy. Never send cold outbound from your main company domain. Never. 90% of companies that I still speak to still do this in 2026. And they're risking their entire communication infrastructure. So what happens when your main domain gets listed? Your team internal emails land in spam. Your customer invoices disappear. Sales confirmations go missing. It's seriously, seriously not worth it. Instead, create variation domains. So if you're company.com, create something like gocompany.com, trycompany.com, teamcompany.com, and make sure to redirect every variation domain to your main website. Why? When prospects research you, and they will, they'll type in that domain. And if they hit a 404 error, you look fake, instant trust destroyed. Seamless redirect, seamless experience. You also want to make sure that you don't go beyond 50 mailboxes per domain. You want to basically spread them out. Now, I want to talk about provider diversification. This is a more advanced move that a lot of people miss, provider matching. At Asterisk Partners, our infrastructure is typically an 80-20 split. So what I mean by that is 80% is a 50-50 split between Google Workspace and Microsoft Enterprise, and about 20% is private SMTP. Why? Because Google to Google has higher delivery rates than, say, Google to Microsoft, and vice versa. It makes sense, right? ESPs trust emails from their own ecosystem. You could argue it's not fair, but that's just the simple reality. But there is a catch. Algorithms can change, and they do change constantly. Sometimes Microsoft to Microsoft tanks and Google to Microsoft spikes. That's why we diversify and simply adapt to what the data shows. If this is helping, hit that like button. Now, let's keep going. There's a period called the warm-up period for your mailboxes. Brand new domain, brand new mailbox, zero history, which means zero reputation. What do you think happens if you start sending 50 emails a day? It's going to go straight to spam. That's why you need an absolute minimum, the longer the better, but absolute minimum of 2 working weeks of warm-up. It's non-negotiable. Again, beauty of tools like Instantly and SmartLead include warm-up pools for free. And what this basically means is your mailboxes send and receive emails with other accounts, ultimately build reputation. An advanced tip, something we've seen, is when you warm up on weekdays only, this is mimicking human behavior. We turn weekends off and we see that the reputation does go up. Also, don't go from 1 email a day to 10 emails. Don't jump to 25. Think of it like running. You warm up, walk fast, jog, and then sprint right. Same thing with your mailboxes. And mailboxes need that same ramp. Start slow, build momentum, protecting your sender reputation. A lot of campaigns die because of bad data. When you upload an unverified list from, say, Apollo or Zoom Info, 50% of the addresses bounce. Your bounce rate must stay below 2%, actually ideally below 1%. High bounce rates are the fastest way to tell ESPs that you are a spammer. It shows that you're an amateur and they basically flag you immediately. Always verify, double if not triple verify with tools like Bouncer or Million Verify. Don't trust the verified label and data providers, test it yourself. And if you pull 1,000 records and you only get 300 valid emails, send to the 300. Speaking of email verification, remember that Apollo isn't enough. Zoom Info isn't enough. I want you to really start thinking about data aggregation, multiple sources cross-reference. If an email isn't verified on Apollo, then check another source, then check an. You can deploy tools and AI agents to do this sort of stuff, but it's very, very important so that you get more of your total addressable market. And that's why we have a saying in-house. If we as Astros can't find the email, no one in the world is going to find it. Know that high quality data isn't optional, it's foundational. I want you to know that ESPs can scan your emails. They don't just look for spam words, they analyze relevancy. If you're sending the same message to 20 people at the same company, they know. It gets flagged. So every time you write an email, I want you to answer 2 questions. Number 1, why is the person specifically being contacted? And number 2, why does this matter now to that person? If you can't answer those emails, I would highly recommend that you don't send the email. And please forget, oh, I saw you at Stanford. Or I loved your picture of your dog last week. Like, everyone does that. Talk about their actual business challenges. Reference their recent work. Make it clear you did relevant research. And remember, relevancy will get you from 0 to 1. And only then personalization will get you from 1 to 1.5. Relevancy equals engagement, equals positive signals, equals better deliverability. It all compounds. In terms of messaging, you want to be very aware of spam words. So the obvious ones that I'm sure you've heard of: guaranteed, free, limited time offer. Here's the test. Would you say this in person? If you walked up to someone at a conference and said, I guarantee I'll 10x your revenue for free. Do probably walk away, look a bit awkward and walk away. Same thing happens in the inbox. ESP filters catch it. Human psychology rejects it. Use tools like Mail Meteor to scan for spam words, or you can even ask ChatGPT Claude to review a copy and it'll have a pretty good sense. Ultimately, stay genuine, stay conversational. Plain text emails only. No HTML, no links, no fancy signatures with your headshot and phone number, no embedded videos, especially the first email. I know that you think this video is amazing, and I know that you want to include your calendar link because you think it's going to make their life easier. Please don't do it. A link triggers spam filters. Companies are now blocking all links by default, like even internal emails. There's so many of our clients, their IT departments are telling their employees, like, if your colleague sends a link, message them on Slack first to verify. That's how paranoid, we've gotten about phishing. So keep it simple, plain text, no distraction, just a message from one human to another. If you send the same exact email 500 times, ESPs notice. Same word, same structure, mass distribution. That is behavior. You're not going to learn in the inbox. Spintax creates variation. So, for example, instead of every email saying, hi, Kevin, you can say, hi, Kevin, hey, Kevin, hello, Kevin, greetings, Kevin, good morning, Kevin, good afternoon, Kevin. See, there's 6 variation. And you can do this for key phrases. I recommend you do it on words than sentences. This will just create way more variation. Your core message will be the same, but this creates uniqueness at scale. But please make sure the variations still sound natural. Don't sacrifice clarity for variation. The beauty is you can use AI to help generate options, but please just review them manually. It does take a little bit of time, but it is so worth doing. Please like and subscribe to level up your outbound game. I'm going to be doing more weekly tactics coming your way, so don't miss out. Now, I want to talk about Mailbox Rotation technology. It is built into dedicated tools like the Instantly and Smart Leads of the world. If a mailbox gets flagged, the system automatically rotates to a fresh one. There's no manual intervention. This is why you need dedicated outbound platforms. You don't want to be using an Apollo or a Zoom Info. And I give those as examples because those are data tools. That applies, again, to something like a HubSpot or MailChimp, right? They are not here to send for cold email. That's why I highly recommend that you do use the likes of Instantly for the actual campaigns. They're purpose-built for deliverability. Another tip that a lot of people don't know, but our data shows that you send from executives or senior people inside the company. Your executives, your founders, your VPs, because there's a reason behind it. When prospects Google your name and company, they find your LinkedIn, they see you're real, there's a higher element of trust. But if emails come from SDR number 47, there's no digital footprint, there's no credibility. You need to monitor and test constantly. Deliverability is unfortunately not a set it and forget it type situation. Algorithms change, spam filters evolve. What worked last month might fail this month. So you want to be doing things like inbox tracking, inbox placement. So you can check out tools like Glock Apps or MailReach. You want to be monitoring your bounce rates. You want to be watching spam complaints. You want to be checking Google Postmaster and Microsoft SNDS for reputation scores. And if complaints hit 0.3%, you're done. Domain-wide blocking, loss of trust, it's just not worth it. You want you to test, adjust, iterate, always. You can always get better results. Here is what you need to do next. Audit your current setup. You're sending from your main domain? Well, if you are, fix it. Are you verifying your emails? Please start doing that. Are you warming up your mailboxes? Or maybe you are, but you're doing it for a couple of days. You need minimum 2 weeks. You need to start doing. Implement these strategies, and I promise you that you will see a reply rates climb. We've seen it happen 0.5 to 5%, 10, even 25%. That's what we do at Asterisk. Now that your emails are landing in inboxes, you need to write messages that actually get responses. Because remember, in this game, it's all about the offer. Watch this video next to learn the exact copy frameworks that we use. Or check this one where I reveal the system we use to get 7 new clients at 150K in ARR for a client in just 60 days. I'll see you in the next video.